I was on a date with a client this last weekend, and it was a paid date, and I had a really bad yeast infection. One of the worst yeast infections I've had in a long time, okay? And I mentioned it to this client, and he says to me, "Take off your panties, I want them." And he gives me $500 in cash. So of course, I go take off my panties and I give them to him, okay? He's smelling them, he's loving them, you know? And then he says to me, he says, "I think you should make me sourdough bread with your yeast incorporated into the bread." And I said, "That's a good idea." He gave me another $500, okay? And I was like, cool. So I go home that night after the date, and I start scooping out my yeast, all right? TMI, maybe, but if you're new here, hi, how are you? We don't do TMI here. Continuing on with the story, I'm scooping out my yeast, okay? There's a lot of it. It's a bad infection. Mind you, I got this yeast infection the day before this date with the client. I had planned on taking care of it. I'm not a dirty bitch, okay? But he gave me, the idea of making sourdough bread, and I just went with it. So once I made him his, I messaged a bunch of my clients, and I was like, "Hey, yeast sale going on right now. Does anybody want a sourdough bread loaf with my yeast incorporated into it?" I got over 300 replies, okay? Over 300 saying, "Yes, we would love that." And then I said, "Okay, I'm going to charge $150 a loaf. I think that's fair." 275 of those people paid. Okay, so you're doing the math, right? I made over $40,000, a little over $40,000 in bread sales. Now, of course, I had to make the bread. I spent the better half of this week, Monday through Wednesday, baking bread with my yeast incorporated into it. I was using my neighbor's oven as well as mine, going back and forth, okay? My neighbor was also helping. Really cool gal, okay? Love her to death. Gave her $5,000. Okay, that's a good, I think that's a fair cut, right? Okay. And yeah, I made 275 small, about this big, loaves of sourdough bread with my yeast. Definitely a successful week, I will say. I figured if I'm going to host a culture, I might as well, monetize off of it. I don't glow, I ferment. No, seriously though. Yeah, great way to make money. So, ladies, big idea for you. If you're not afraid of baking some bread with a little bit of your personal yeast, you can make some good money.
Hello, my beautiful and amazing people. Welcome back to our channel, and thank you so much for all the love and the support that you have been showing. I hope you're doing well wherever you're watching me from, and I really do appreciate all the love and the support that you are showing me. Sometimes when I see some things, it keeps me wondering, how nasty can people really be? And the amount of courage for someone to just come out clean and talk about the nasty things that they are doing. Do white people actually cringe at their thoughts? Do they cringe at their things that they do? Do they cringe at whatever they that actually goes on in their heads? Because I feel like, nah, we're not supposed to be making these things actually sound so obvious. At first, we had that woman who came out clean talking about how she cleans her pants in hotel room coffee makers, and she was actually sued for it. I'm really happy that she was actually sued for it. And now we're having this other one who's talking about making sourdough bread with her own yeast from yeast infections. What is going on? Let's watch these videos that I have compiled for us, and then after that I'm going to give my point of view, and credit belongs to the original creators of the videos that I have used. Stay tuned, my beautiful people.
I just watched a video where a lady said that she used her yeast infection to make sourdough bread. Someone actually requested that from her. And she made guap. And then she thought, this might be a business. And then she got more customers. And then she made more bread, more yeast infected bread. I don't know if I'm shocked, disgusted. Do you know what? And there are people requesting shit like this, yeah? Hold on. There are people requesting yeast infected bread, yeah? And y'all are surprised about babies being eaten? Drinking other people's blood? Eating other people? Humans? Y'all are surprised? And the comment section is insane. Like, there's so many people like, yeah, like, maybe I should start this. And y'all are surprised that they're eating babies.
Every day I open this app and I realize I don't want it bad enough. I just watched a video where someone said she used her yeast infection to start a coochie bakery. She made one sourdough bread for a customer, and that dude paid her $500. And so she thought to herself, before I clear up this yeast infection, let me reach out to other people that might want my coochie yeast in their sourdough. She sent it to 300 people. 275 responded back with $150 to their name. She made over 40K. You don't want it bad enough. You don't want it bad.
Thank you so much for staying up to this moment, and welcome back. When I watched this video, I couldn't stop thinking about if this woman had the courage to come out and talk about this on social media. What actually is going on in people's houses? Could this be the reason why some people prefer not to actually eat in anybody's house? Because you never know what they do in their houses, because you never know how they do their things, what they are doing, what nasty things they are actually into. Because what do you mean you are just in a meeting with your client and you decided to talk to him, not even a her, a him, about your yeast infection and how it's really bad? And as crazy as your client is, because I feel that these are just two crazy human beings, he's like, you know what, just give me your pants, I want to sniff them, I want to get the intensity of your yeast infection. And as I don't know, as nasty as you are, you just go get off your pants, give it to him. He keeps sniffing them, and he's like, you can make me some sourdough bread using your own yeast infection. And you're like, yeah, actually this is a good business idea. Instead of you thinking about how you should go get treated, you're just there thinking like, yeah, actually this would make an amazing business. I am going to do this. And just as outrageous as it is, just as disgusting as it is, you go ahead, you stay in your house for 3 days trying to collect the yeast that you have after talking about it to people, and 300 nasty salts are like, you know what, I would love to taste that. And 275 people actually paid up for this nasty idea. I mean, what's going on? This is crazy. This is disgusting. It's cringe. Every time you just think about it, you feel, nah, this is not it. Because 275 people actually agreed, and you feel like, nah, this is not enough. I'm going to recruit my neighbor. And your neighbor is like, for $5,000, I'm going to do this. It's a fair cut. It's a fair cut. I'm going to do this. And she actually goes ahead and helps you in doing this. And you bake those sourdough breads and you deliver them to your clients, and they actually eat them without caring that it is made from your own yeast infection. I think if right now I got infected in any way, the first thing that I would think about is, what am I going to do to get rid of this? I mean, it is so uncomfortable having any type of infection down there. You're irritated, everything feels, like that is not your place down there. It's not your place. You're inflamed and everything, and all that mushy discharge that you are having, it is so disgusting. Instead of you thinking of how you should treat it, you're thinking about talking to your client about it. And as disgusting as your client is, it's like, we should make some bread. And the other, I can actually make that happen for you. And for 275 other people. I mean, that is crazy. That is, I don't know. I don't even have the right words to describe how disgusting that is. I don't know what you all feel about this, but you can let me know. Do you think that these people actually should just be stopped? At this point, I feel like something should be done. We shouldn't be seeing such things, because what are you encouraging? And you're actually telling other women that that's a business idea. If you want, you can actually go ahead and try it out and make yourself some money from me feeling uncomfortable for like 4 or 5 days so that I can collect my yeast infection discharges just to feed other people. And I'm wondering, do these people actually eat this bread all by themselves, or do they share it with other people? And when they're sharing it, do they really tell these people that, you know what, this sourdough bread was made from somebody's yeast infection discharges? And do they tell people about, or they just feed people that, because that is actually that you're feeding people with that which is unhealthy as you feed yourself with it? I don't know. You can just let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. And if you're new here, kindly do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Leave me a comment telling me, do you think this is too much? Do you think that white people are actually now overdoing things? Do you think that they should actually be sued at this point? Because I feel like these people should just be kicked off social media. They should be sued. They should be stopped. This is too much. You're encouraging a lot of nonsense in the name of business ideas, in the name of giving brilliant ideas. These are not hacks. This is crazy. This is nasty. I don't know what you think. You can just let me know what you think about it. And thank you so much for staying up to this moment. Until next time, goodbye from me.